Hello guys, so this is the dashboard image mosaic. So in the last tutorial I spoke about, in the last video I spoke about the user interface, sort of roughly how that works, and obviously the main colour scale, or the sort of colour and how it defines sort of what emotion that you're talking on. So if you remember, the last button was you could view the image mosaic. Well, this takes you to that specific page. And this is basically the general outlook. Now, what I wanted to do was sort of keep this relatively quite simple. And by doing that, it just sort of lets you focus on what's right here. So this is UKIP's leader, Nigel Farage, and so you've clicked that button, and it now takes you to this page. Now there is room in here to drop in some text up the top and things like that. So I'll probably have like a header and some text, and just to sort of quickly explain out what you're sort of looking at or what's kind of happening. So as you can see, the image has been made up. Now these are just images that I had. This is probably made up of a couple of thousand images. Some of them look repeats, but they're not. It's just because there's quite a lot of photographs that were taken. Like, this was a sort of stop motion thing that I was trying to do. So this is like taking a photograph every couple of inches when hands or items move on a desk. And that's why it looks like lots of repeat images. But the upside is with profile pictures, you're not going to get sort of two profile pictures that are the same, because obviously everybody's different, and very rare will, if, for instance, if my profile picture is a picture of me, very rarely is I think somebody else is going to use my picture for their profile. But what I've done down here is something similar that was on the home page. So you've got these sort of 3 rows of users, which is about 36. I think it's 12 long, 3 down, so roughly 36. And under here you can see the RGB, and RGB is sort of the colour scale in which images are based on. So each sort of range, which is red, green, blue, can range anywhere from 0 to 255. So what these are going to do are, you'll see these images come into this circle, and these numbers will change until it finds roughly a match to a certain point on the image, and then this image will disappear because it'll have found a match to be placed, and then a new image will appear, and these numbers will kick off again. And this is to sort of show you, or give you an insight on how the image mosaic script actually works. So, and to break that down just a little bit more, when I run, using the command line, I'll run the image mosaic script, right? And what will happen is you obviously give it an image, so an image that you want to create into a mosaic, and it takes this image, and you obviously divide up how many squares you like in this image. Now, I'm not actually sure how much is here, but we'll just say, for argument's sake, this is, to keep it simple, just say it's 10 images tall, 10 images long. So that's obviously 10 by 10, 10 by 10 is 100, right? Now, what the computer will do, or the program will do, it will then divide this image up into 100 squares. And then what it will do is it'll analyse each square and assign it a colour value, an RGB value. And then what it will do is it will scan the images you want to use and find a close match to that square. So if the RGB value of this square is 22, 210, 76, then what it will do is it will scan this image, and if this image gets scanned and then it comes to roughly the same value, now there will be discrepancies, so there'll obviously be a plus or 10 sort of number here or there, so it could be as low as 20 or as high as 24, but it'll roughly fall within that range, so it'll be accepted, and it'll take this image and it'll place it up this top left hand corner, and then it moves to the second square, and this second square has been assigned a value also, and then it'll obviously keep scanning these different images. Now it'll scan tens or hundreds of images per second, and as it's scanning, every time it finds a close match to the square, it'll take the image and it'll place it in that square. Then it moves on to the next one, and then after that, it's basically just step, repeat, step, repeat. It'll take the value, find an image, place it in, take the value, find an image, place it in, and that's how it'll work, and it'll just build and build and build. Now what I'm looking to do, again, because this is roughly only a couple thousand images that was used for this image, and some of them obviously wouldn't have been appropriate to match up because it would work with a very limited scale. I'm looking to use thousands upon thousands, so you're talking a minimum of 10,000 images. I mean, that's like bare minimum, maybe even 50,000 images. So obviously the more images that you use, the clearer, but still looking for that mosaic pattern that you'll get. And that's basically how the image mosaic works. So I've got the program set up on my laptop, so it can be ran at any point. I've ran it a couple of times using the same image, Nigel Farage and David Cameron and things like that. But because it's the same sort of sample of images that you're using, it gets a little bit repetitive and you're not really getting the full effect because you're just really using the same sort of images, and what you really want to do is be able to experiment. So maybe I want to try it with, so I've tried it with 2,000, I would like to try it with 5, maybe try it with 50, maybe 50 is too much, so bring that down to 25, or maybe bring it down to 10, or try it with various numbers to see the various degrees of quality, and if you're going to get better or worse images, because maybe using too many images in the mosaic will make it look too photo-like, and it will sort of lose that mosaic image effect, which is obviously not what you want to do, because you want it to obviously represent the users in the image. But basically that's how we'll do. So when you're looking at this, and if you really focus in, if you can zoom in, obviously you get too close, but you've got sort of pictures of like my nephew and things like that here, and some Christmas pictures and stuff like that, pictures of hair. But as you zoom in, you can sort of get a rough idea. These are people, they are profile pictures, and these are the people that are obviously, again, making up their emotion of disgust towards, in this case, Nigel Farage or the UKIP party in general. And that's how it works. And this has been designed to sort of show you the process of how this works. So it's, again, here it's scanning 36 images roughly at a time, and these will sort of change at various times. Once it feels like it's found the match, it will then place it in. Now obviously this will be slowed down, so the fact that it'll scan this image, it maybe take 2 or 3 seconds before disappearing, because it'll be placed, when in actual fact these things would be happening within split seconds. So which is basically just too quick for like the human mind or eye to actually visualize or to properly see. So I've slowed it down just so you can sort of get that proper experience of what's actually happening. So thanks very much, and until next time.